tell you that in my letter to the governor in my application, I talked about sort of how my life shifted in 2011. My brother died. He committed suicide following his experience of PTSD related to his combat and service. And my whole life, my dad was in the military, my brother joined the military, they wanted me to do it. I was a lesbian and I wasn't going to join the military when there was Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I had that conviction about myself that I wasn't going to do that, but I knew service was really important. And then when my brother died, it gave me this new perspective on how fragile we all are in the world and how each person really needs the opportunity to be heard and seen, and that we all carry sort of these burdens that other people might not view. And so that experience sort of in conjunction then later with my time as a referee in housing court and seeing people in different types of struggles in their lives sort of has just framed my view of how we approach people with grace, how we understand that people, even if they don't have the words to explain maybe what's happening internally, maybe having some internal struggles. I can tell you that in many of my court appearances now in family court, I do have people who will disclose, that they're struggling with depression or anxiety or some other mental health issue. And I try to acknowledge that for people, right? I try to say, I hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry that you're having that experience. I'm glad that you're telling me. I'm glad that you're taking the steps you need to be better. But I think that's what judges have to do, because we might be the only person that they say that to. And we have to be the people who are there to say, you know what, I know that I'm this big decision maker in your life, but I want you to know that I'm also here with you. And I'm not going to forget about you, and you're just as important as the next person who comes along. And so my brother's death, along with sort of my experiences in housing court, have really informed a lot of how I approach things on a day-to-day basis.
That was a beautiful answer, and I'm sorry for your loss, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I hope that his memory and my experience with him allows his legacy to continue on. He was an amazing person, and I just try to do good by him every day.